morning everyone. I am presenting a paper for comparison of dexmedetomidine infusion versus clonidine infusion for reduced hypertension and oligemic field for middle ear surgery under general anesthesia. Monitor anesthesia care applied for various ENT surgeries in which adequate sedation and analgesia without respiratory depression are desirable for comfort of both patient as well as surgeon. We have conducted middle ear surgeries under general anesthesia in order to reduce complications and important to have a bloodless surgical fit as far as possible for better visibility. Pain during surgery may lead to sympathetic stimulation and a restless patient may have tachycardia and hypertension, which further increase bleeding in the surgical fit. Induced hypertension associated with balanced anesthesia minimize the blood loss and provide oligemic field. Commonly used drugs are midazolam, propofol, and opioids such as fentanyl, ephenterine, or ramifentanil. Occasionally, administration of sedatives or hypnotic in conjunction with analgesic can cause significant respiratory depression or upper airway obstruction. Dexmedetomidine and clonidine are alpha-2 adrenal receptor agonists that have sedative and analgesic effect. It helps in perioperative, post-operative, and during surgery, especially for hemodynamic stability. Clinical studies also demonstrated analgesic anxiolytic effects also. Aim of our study is to compare hemodynamic stability and oligemic field under dexmedetomidine infusion versus clonidine infusion during middle ear surgery. We have excluded the patient of SH3 and 4K, patient who refused to participate, hypersensitivity drug used in the study, age less than 15 or more than 50 years. After proper counseling, 60 patients of physical ASA grade 1 and 2, aged between 15 to 50 years, undergoing middle ear surgery were randomly selected. All routine investigation were done. Patients were explained about the consent technique and informed consent were taken. Patients were instructed to keep fasting for 6 to 8 hours. All the resuscitation and monitoring equipment were kept ready in the operation theatre. We measured the baseline vitals in form of heart rate, SpO2, and blood pressure. Pre-medication was given in form of injection glycopyrrolate and injection ondansetron 10 minutes before operative procedure. IV fluids started in form of injection rengal-lectin 8 ml per kg per hour. All patients were given general anesthesia by injection propofol followed by injection etrapirdum and intubated and maintained by oxygen, nitrous oxide and CO2. In case decrease in the heart rate less than 50 per minute, injection atropine, and for blood pressure reducing 20% from baseline, injection ephedrine were given. Patients were randomly allocated in two groups, where group A received injection dexmedetomidine 1 microgram per kg bolus over 10 minutes through infusion pump followed by 0.5 microgram per kg per hour, and group B will receive injection clonidine 1 microgram per kg bolus over 10 minutes followed by 0.5 microgram per kg per hour. The data were monitored periodically with systolic and diastolic blood pressure, heart rate and SpO2. Intraoperative bleeding assessed by reduced scale of Bose, where score 0 is no bleeding, 1 is slight bleeding but no suction required, 2 is slight bleeding required frequent suction but surgical sleep not threatened, 3 is slight bleeding where frequent suction required and bleeding threatened the surgical fit few seconds after suction were removed, and 4 were moderate bleeding and frequent suction required and bleeding threatened the surgical fit directly after suction were removed. At the time of the surgical closure, infusion stopped in both the groups. At the end of the surgery, neuromuscular blockage was reversed with injection glycopyrrolate and neostigmine. Patients were extubated universally. Patient satisfaction score and surgeon satisfaction score were noticed in terms of overall satisfactory, good and excellent. We have analyzed our data, qualitative data by student and petty test and categorical data by chi-square test, collected in MS Excel sheet and used SPSS software. In our result, first table shows demographic parameter in form of age, sex and duration of surgery, which is comparable in both the group. Table 2 shows various scores that we monitor during study, where reduced score of COSAT were less in group A compared to group B, which indicate that dexmedetomidine reduced the blood loss and provide better oligemic surgical condition. Surgeon and patient satisfaction systolic blood pressure with group A and 9% reduction with group B, but there is no significant changes seen in the diastolic pressure between both the groups. Table shows changes in the heart rate, where there is 20% reduction seen with the group A and 9% reduction is seen, 10% reduction is seen with clonidine group. In nutshell, we can conclude that for middle ear surgeries performed under bed and central anesthesia, both the alpha agonists are good choice for oligomorphin, but dexmedetomidine would be a better alternative to clonidine that will provide better oligomorphin surgical field, which lead to increased satisfaction for both patient as well as surgeon. Thank you.
So Dr. Kindle, thank you again. So there is 3-4 things I want to ask you. One is, what do you mean by random selection? And what do you mean by random selection? And how do you randomize the patients? What is the method of randomization?
We use the sealed opaque envelope method by organizing.
So that was blinding as well. But how did you randomize? So sealed opaque, this thing is an allocation conceivable. Right? Randomization was how? Again in an envelope. Second is, how do you 8 ml per kilo per minute of fluid for a middle ear surgery? Is that your standard protocol in our surgery?
Yes, sir.
How did you calculate your sample size?
We use sample sizes collected with SPSS software, where 5% alpha error and
SPSS doesn't give you sample size. You need some other software. So again, when you go back and talk to your statistician, you ask how you calculate sample size, right? Because you have to have certain assumptions. And lastly, this was a fixed dose of dexmedetomidine and clonidine that you were using. There was no titration. Right? So the blood pressure, what was your target blood pressure? When you say you're giving hypotensive anesthesia, what is your target blood pressure? So do you just do a fixed dose of clonidine or dexmedetomidine, or do you aim for a certain blood pressure with either drug?
We took a fixed dose of both the drugs, and we considered hypotension from the baseline of 20%.
See now, so the title was hypotensive anesthesia with clonidine or dexmedetomidine, but there is no titration to any particular blood pressure. So essentially what you're doing is you're comparing a fixed dose of dexmed versus a fixed dose of clonidine and looking at operating conditions. Right? And maybe dexmed may be slightly better because it provides additional analgesia as compared to clonidine. So it's not the hypotensive effect, it may be the analgesic for the sedative effect. In your results, I did not see a statistical significance or a p-value for your Polarate score. What was it? Because the difference didn't seem to be very much. Was it statistically significant or not significant? Go to your results. One behind, back, yeah, this one, your Polarate score. 1.67, 1.72. You not put a p-value. What does it mean? Significant or not significant?
It is significant.
You've not written the p-value. So what is it?
So it comes out to be significant, slightly higher in,
Just looking at the numbers, I don't think it will be, but you've done that study, so you probably know.
Sir is right actually. You should have powered your study with the primary endpoint. That is the induced hypotension. You should have set the parameters that this much degree of hypotension was required. Go to the first slide of introduction. इससे पीछे background और एक slide और पीछे. See, इससे एक और पीछे. Previous. शुरुआत की थी से नेक्स्ट आगे चलो here the commonly used drugs are midazolam, propofol and opioids for induced hypertension. How many times you have seen when we are going to conduct such a study, there are so many drugs, the nitroglycerin, the sodium nitroprusside, the esmolol, hypotension is not there, then what do you mean by surgeon satisfaction? First of all, I will ask, was the surgeon same in all the surgeries?
No, sir.
Different surgeon. And the level of the surgical skills must be different in different surgeons. How they operate and how the clinical threshold, how they really operate as a surgical skill. Somebody will be doing a more bleeding, somebody will be comfortable with less bleeding. So many factors are there. That is also not being taken care of in this study. The surgical, I think the one surgeon, if you would have taken one surgeon, that would have been more appropriate. Moreover, the surgery was same in all the patients, but the surgical field or the surgical or pathology for which you are doing the surgery, that may also be different. Provide the induced hypotension. And then the SPS